listening to All Chiefed Up.
Chiefs Kingdom, ACU crew, welcome back to All Chiefed Up. We're back with another podcast for that ass. Steve, we're live tonight. What's going on?
Not much, my man. Looks like we're going to be talking about the 53-man roster now that they have camp underway for a little bit. We got our eyes on some things, and we're going to do our first shot at the 53-man roster. So that's going to be fun, right?
Yeah, it's going to be great, dude. I'm excited. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what we got going in just a few minutes. But first and foremost, appreciate you guys being here. Hit that like button so we can get it out to more people. If you haven't already, hit that sub button. That's sub, Steve. We're trying to get to 50K of them bad boys. Is it going to happen?
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen. What's going to happen? No big thing, Mike. I mean, we'll get it before that. I'm not worried about it. But yeah, like Mike said, appreciate you guys being here. Do us a favor, hit the like button, get this out to more people. And here in a minute, we'll get underway on our first 53-man roster prediction. Of course, this is only camp's been going on for 2 weeks now, right? So
yeah,
it's still early. A lot of questions still up in the air. A lot of good battles going on, man. Like there's a lot of different battles. And we expected that because I mean that was our thing all off seasons. Like I can't wait to get to camp to see what's going to happen here and here and here. And now we're going to watch it. It's fun to see. Any crazy surprises for you so far in camp that you didn't see coming?
Ooh, Chiefs camp. It's been awesome. It's all been a surprise. One, I'm not too surprised about Jared Wiley. We said he was going to be a camp standout. We thought everybody's going to get a little horned up over Jared Wiley, you know. They got that blue chew working. Yow, popping that wood for Jared Wiley. And look, he's been killing it. 4 touchdowns yesterday in the red zone work. He had like 3 or 4 the day before. Patrick Mahomes is looking for him early and often in red zone work. I think he's going to carve out a nice little niche right there.
Well, that's the surprising part, right? The fact that him and Mahomes are just like, boom. Like they've had pretty good chemistry right off the bat. So
the other big surprise, I think, Steve, would be some of the receivers are stepping up. Like we knew that Kadarius Toney, we knew Sky Moore, all those guys are going to be on the bubble, right?
Right.
Even Mecole Hardman. I don't think even Mecole Hardman is a guaranteed lock on this team for sure. So you got a bubble. But you've got Justin Ross stepping up again, another big camp, which, by the way, when does Justin Ross not have a big camp? If his whole life was just camp, this dude would be all pro. But Montreal,
Hall of Famer.
Montreal, Washington, Steve, like he's had a great camp. Nico Remigio, another great camp. There's a lot of good receivers in that room. And so for me, not a lot of negative surprises here. I think the biggest surprise is, knock on wood, Kadarius Toney's not been injured yet.
Yeah, I mean, we all kind of seen that coming from the beginning of camp. Like, oh, he's probably going to get a nagging injury, not play the entire camp, going to get cut or something. So far, so good, and I feel like he's playing some of his best football. I know it's hard to say that when it's not a game, but, like, he's looked pretty good. And I know the coaches are in on him. The fans are kind of getting back on board a little bit with Kadarius Toney.
I seen someone apologize for hating on Kadarius Toney today. I was like, what is the world coming to when everybody has finally got to a point where they're about to apologize for hating Kadarius Toney? Like, he's not balled out that great, everybody. Like, he looked good, but once they got the pads on, he's kind of stepped back just
We're talking about practice, man. We're talking about practice.
Allen Iverson's going ham right now, Steve. Dude, you want to get to the 53? No, let's not. Let's go to Shane Boring, giving the one gifted. Our boy Shane, Steve.
Let's go, Shane. Appreciate you, brother. Can't wait to see you. Probably, what is that, next week?
Dude, next week.
Chew with the Crew 2, baby?
Camp. We're having the Chew with the Crew
What?
2 at Zarda, by the way, in Blue Springs. It's going to be awesome, Shane. We'll see you there, dude. It's going to be amazing. Dude, I can't wait to get to KC. We're going to leave out on what, Monday morning? Drive throughout the day, and then we're going to be there
we have a busy
week.
Few days. Like, it's just going to be wild.
And we still got to be putting up content, and we still got to be going live, and we still got to be doing all kinds of stuff, dude. It's going to be buck wild, but, you know, no rest for the wicked, Steve.
Going to be interesting, that's for sure. Mike, before we get started, we got Doug in the house with the 2-bomb.
Let's go, Doug.
It says, ACU, any other UDFA you have been impressed with?
Ooh, Doug, you're going to see this 53-man, and you're going to say, there's a couple on there. There's a couple UDFAs, and I'm not going to give it away just yet, Doug, because I know you're going to be here watching with us. So you're going to find them, and when I get to the UDFA, I will point it out for Doug. I appreciate you for the 2-bomb, brother.
Yeah, let's go. Y'all put some legendaries in the chat for Doug and Shane. Mike, just to preface this just a little bit before we jump right in, this is just what we've seen over 2 weeks of camp, basically, and then, you know, the little past camp stuff.
Right. This is for voluntary, involuntary, mandatory camp, non-mandatory camp.
Are you okay?
Then, of course. Well, I mean, I keep calling it that. But okay, look, let's just say pass camp. This is for pass camp, and this is for 1 week with the pads on. Like, that's it.
Right. And like, by no means do I think it could totally change by the time the actual cuts
We
get
plan on
here.
doing one of these at the end of every week. So after every preseason game, after everything, we're going to put out a roster prediction. We're going to try to do 3 or 4 of those before we get to our final one.
Right. But right now, just on July 30th, Tuesday, July 30th, baby. This is where we sit, Mike. But yeah, let's do it. If you guys don't care, if you haven't hit the like button for us, do that, and we'll go ahead and kick this thing off, man. Go ahead, Mike.
Right. Also, if you guys are watching on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're watching, give us a like. Throw in some comments, man. We'll catch them. We'll read them.
If you're watching on X, you got to retweet that out.
Oh, yeah. Come on. Can't forget our X peeps. If you're watching on X, you're a real one. Here we go. Let's get to the quarterbacks right off the rip, Steve. They're going to take 2 quarterbacks, and there's some guy named Patrick Mahomes that's just come out of nowhere this season.
Yeah.
I don't know what
he's
it is,
a lock, I think.
I think he's challenging Prince Harry for the number 1 spot. So I'm going to go ahead and say I think he does it. I think Mahomes actually jumps Carson Wentz. I don't know how, I don't know if this will hold up for the next 3 weeks, but for now, Patrick Mahomes QB1 right now.
Well, normally when you say the word piss missile, it's associated with Mahomes, but Carson Wentz has been throwing some piss missiles out there.
Dude, they both have been throwing some piss missiles all over the yard, man. These two have been going buck wild. Look, Chris Oladokun, by the way, is a good quarterback. If Carson Wentz was not here, I would be completely fine making Oladokun our QB2, and I think if he ever had to step in, he's probably serviceable enough to win games for us. We have a good roster.
I mean, he's a decent option, right? I mean, he's mobile. He can throw. So I mean, I like it. And it's storming like crazy here in Kentucky. So if you lose us, you'll know what's going on.
It just sounds like a Tyrannosaurus Rex just chomped down on the house.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild out there right now. But no, this year they're allowed to have that third quarterback that don't count towards the 53-man, correct?
Right, but it goes to the practice squad, and then they just call it up. It's the same.
It's just like the rules are a little different.
You still have to put the 53 on the roster. So
right. Well,
Mike, just taking 2.
Those are the obvious ones. We knew that was going to be QB 1 and 2, right? But
I think running back, Steve, is where we're about to ruffle some feathers right off the rip. I
think
really
so.
do.
I think so, too.
So a weekend, and we think they're only taking 3 running backs. I think they're going to take Isaiah Pacheco, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Deneric Prince. And people's going to say, where is Lewis Reese-Zammit? Where is Zammit? And here's what I'm going to say.
Zammit, Bobby?
Zammit, in my opinion, in the first week has shown exactly what we all thought Zammit is, what Zammit said he was. He is a very inconsistent, he's a baby bird out there. He's a baby bird amongst Eagles. Okay, and it showed. Now, he's had good reps. He's had some good pass block reps. He's had some good running reps. But let's be honest. Do you trust it enough that if he had to come in a game in a pinch, he could give you 20 carries and be perfect? I don't think so.
By the time they get to the final cuts, he could very well be on the squad as an RB4.
Yes.
And mostly doing special team stuff. But from right now, if you're going from right today, there's no way. Like you said, I mean, I made the comparison on live recently to where it's like when you see like a UFC fighter or some other kind of athlete try to get into a boxing ring. And they're going by a whole different set of rules.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, man, they're an amazing athlete. They're badass, so it'll be fine. But they're learning something new, and then they get in there and they get beat up. And that's kind of what's happening to Lewis Reese-Zammit right now because, yes, he is a phenomenal athlete. Yes, he has a lot of rugby experience. Yes, rugby is a tough physical game. But it's not football. The rules are completely different. Things are different.
Just first week of projections. He's got 3-4 weeks to turn this around. And I fully think he will. Closer it gets to it, the more I start to put him on that 53.
Mike, I'm with K. Wayne because I saw it too.
The Isaiah Pacheco.
You fat-fingered it, didn't you?
No, I made the graphic and my autocorrect took over. I'm sorry. I was not going back and
But you know what's funny? Autocorrect's wrong too because I've never seen Isaiah spelled that way.
Isaiah, how does he spell it?
Isiah. But like most Isaiahs are I-A.
No.
No, it's weird.
IAH is usual. I think he's different.
No. They go ISAIAH or something like that. I think that's right. That's what I just said. IASIAH.
Yeah, he spells it ISIAH.
Right, but I'm telling you how Isaiah is normally spelled.
Right, yeah, he don't spell it right. So that's why my autocorrect is an
Can't
A.
even spell his own name right. You should just wrote Pop. That's what Doug said.
Pop, yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, moving on, moving on. And you're going to notice right there that I do not think they take Carson Steele either. I think as of this moment right now, the fullback's off the table.
Well, here's the thing. Like, this is where me and you can kind of agree to disagree at the moment, but I think that they're going to take 4 running backs. If they took 4 the year that they took Ronald Jones Jr., who did nothing, they're going to take 4. I don't know if
How
it's
many
for
did they take last year?
4.
3.
Was it 3? Okay.
I think so I'm just saying, look, I think I've got it divided up right now, 25 offense, 25 defense. That's exactly what they did last year. There are so many wide receivers and DBs and linebackers and everything else that I just feel like it's hard to add extra offensive pieces if they're not super vital. And the reason that I don't have Carson Steele on right now is because I think he's a safe practice squad play. Nobody's poaching him. He can still learn. He can step in when need be. And by the way, we'll get to tight ends. Irv Smith's been doing it, and Irv Smith has had a good camp. And so I think Irv Smith makes the team. And I say they go 4 tight ends here. I think it's Kelsey, obviously, Jared Wiley, and I've actually got Wiley with a notch over Noah Gray right now because I believe if one of these tight ends were to get cut, I believe it's probably Irv Smith 1, but Noah Gray would get cut any day over Jared Wiley. So
I think so too. I mean, they've invested in Wiley, and Wiley's looked like a very good target for Patrick Mahomes. Like we've needed a red zone target like Wiley, so. I agree with that somewhat. Irv Smith, it's going to be hard for him to make this roster, but right now he's another weapon as far as the passing game goes. Ultimately,
just a quick though. Look, Irv Smith's been playing fullback. He's been playing fullback. He's been lining up goal line. He's been lead blocking. He's been playing H-back. He has caught several touchdowns. He has made some great highlight film real catches. So Irv Smith has been used early and often here in Chiefs camp, and he's having fun with him.
Right, we got a 5 from our boy Kyle. He says Zamet has a 3-year contract. Would that deter him getting poached from the practice squad? What do you think, Mike?
I don't think so because everybody thought that 3-year contract was a big deal, and even for the amount of money he signed. But what I was quick to point out is Chu Godric signed the exact same contract. That was about standard for IPP players. So, to be honest, somebody could poach him off the practice squad. Do I think they would? Probably not. Here's why. I think that almost everybody knows that Zamet is a project. And if you poach him off your practice squad, you cannot put him on your practice squad. He has to go to your 53-man roster. And I don't think anybody in this league is willing to put a rugby player that maybe isn't panning out this quickly, because who expected them to pan out in 3 months, to come right to their 53-man.
A lot of people.
I think that yeah. But yeah, I think he's safe on the practice squad just because of where he's at in his football development. Really no other deterrence. And again, this is just through 1 week of camp. Next week, he could have a monster week, and I could say, hey, stock's trending up. To be honest, if you had to do like stock, trend up, trend down, there's a lot of these players trending up and trending down. I think that Louis Reese-Zammit is holding his own right now. I don't really think he's trending up. I don't think he's trending down, though. He's very much holding his own. But look at this. Deneric Prince is trending up, right? So Keontae Ingram's kind of trending down, and then Irv Smith's kind of trending up, which causes Carson Steele, and by default, we've not heard any Steele news. So he's kind of sitting still, but if the guy's trending up, it's good. So you got to kind of look at it like that.
I see what you did there.
He's sitting still.
No, I don't know.
Appreciate the 5, though, brother.
So I had something to say, and I forgot. I always forget.
Sorry, I was probably just raging about, up and down.
You were.
And oh, I'm sorry. You want me to leave?
We're raging about the stock. Yeah, you need to go. Mike, we got a 10 bomb from Ty. He said, hope everyone's doing well. Thank you, everyone, for your support and being part of the most awesome family of YouTube. Appreciate that, Ty. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully we see you at camp and at the Chew with the Crew. So that's awesome. Appreciate the 10, my man.
Ty, I sent you an email today. Go check that. Send me back your shipping address. I thought I had it. I could have swore I've sent you things before. But yeah, you were a top donor, so I put you together a little package. I'm going to send it out your way. And so it was packaged today, and I went to print out your label, and I was like, I don't have his address.
Yeah, watch out if you're getting a package from Mike, Ty. You got to watch out.
Yeah. It might be crazy. By the way, Steve.
Don't cut me off again. I just remembered what I was going to say the first time.
Go ahead.
All right. If there was one team that would poach Louis Rees-Dammit off the practice squad, there's one in my head, I think, that might do it. Who would you think?
The Raiders?
No. The Miami Dolphins.
Because he's fast.
Yeah, they're obsessed with the speed thing.
They have a lot there, though, right?
They don't care.
Yeah, but
they don't care. They keep adding. They keep adding. Like, as long as someone's fast, they'll put them on the team.
You got to max out. You can't have 7 running backs, or one of those running backs are going to be playing safety. So.
Yeah, true. Doug with another 2 bombs says, for UDFA, I think Curtis Jacobs has a chance. We might agree with you, Doug. We'll see. We'll see.
Dude, Curtis Jacobs has been pleasant surprise, by the way. He also got drafted. I want to say Curtis Jacobs got drafted. What's the other league? UFL? XFL? One of those leagues drafted him. They drafted several Chief players. So if Curtis Jacobs does not make the team and he doesn't want to be on our practice squad, he can go play. Or I think you can play and play there too. I don't know how it really works, but yeah, he's been drafted. So he's got the option to leave the Chiefs or whatever he wants to do. But he's looked good. He's been to camp. He's been one of the first guys at camp every morning. He's put in a lot of work. And I think he does a lot of what Willie Gay did, and I think that's kind of what our linebacker core is missing. So good observation, Doug.
Yep, I like it. Well, let's move on, man. You just talked about the tight ends. I'm going to go ahead and bring in this one in. We're going to talk about the O-line, baby. We got Creed Humphrey, Joe Tooney, Trey Smith, Jawan Taylor, Kingsley Suamataia, Wanye Morris, Mike Caliendo, Hunter Norzad, and Mike and Julia Gulia's favorite player of all time, Steve, Lucas Niang.
Look, I had to put Lucas Niang on this. Like, we just had to do it, right? Like, we talked about it, and we just had to do it. And
don't let him lie to you. We didn't talk about it. He automatically put Niang on the list.
Look, but here's why. It's between Lucas Niang and Chu Godric. And I've said time and time again, because we don't have Prince Tega. Prince Tega was that nice swing tackle. We don't have him anymore.
Right.
And look, we've already discovered that Jawan Taylor is fine. He's a rock solid on the right side. I get it. And then Wanye, we think, is not going – like, it's probably going to be Kingsley by the end of the year. But, of course, Wanye could start the season at left tackle. Who knows? But either way, either Wanye or Kingsley is going to be able to swing tackle either way. But after them, you need to have 2 guys that can do that. And it's either Chu Godric, who's an IPP guy, just one guy from the IPP. And it's like – I think he's looked better this year, but does he look good enough to be on the 53? Also, he is the designated IPP player, which means he gets to go to the practice squad for completely free, and you can bring him up at any point. So I think they go ahead and keep Niang one more freaking year, as bad as I hate it. Now, look, a lot of people think that they might just axe him, and you noticed our draft pick, C.J. Hansen, was not on that list.
Right.
C.J. Hansen, in my opinion, is more of a guard-center combination, and they could do it. You could go ahead and see C.J. Hansen slide into that, and I think that's the 2. Would be Hansen over Niang, Niang over Hansen. That's going to be where it lies. I think right now firmly choose probably practice squad.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with it, man. I'm right there with you. I think that's kind of what we're looking at the moment. And speaking of Creed Humphrey, I know a lot of rumbling about them going ahead and getting his contract done, and also extending Harrison Butker. So just keep that in mind too. There's a lot of rumblings about that going on. And Mike, you had mentioned with the amount of cap space we had available, they might go ahead and start doing this stuff instead of trying to get another player to add to the mix.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, I think it's smart to get a jump. A lot of people think, look, this is kind of a what's it called? Like a bittersweet moment, right? Because we know that guards are getting paid out the butt. Like, those dudes are getting paid. Mm-hmm. And so that kind of feels like if you're looking at Creed and you're going to pay Butker, and we already have a pretty good indication that Spags wants to pay Nick Bolton, this is kind of the Trey Smith fans kind of take a back seat and say, hey, man, let's hope this don't happen.
Well, you know, I've read a lot of things about
we've drafted CJ
the contract that it's going to take to get Trey Smith done.
It's big.
Yeah, because I mean the guards. Let's be honest here. They got overpaid like crazy.
Would you pay Trey Smith more than Creed Humphrey? I don't think you can pay both of them top market dollar, right?
No, but I mean the guards have been going crazy. Like I was saying,
Yeah.
like that market went through the roof randomly over the offseason. So Trey Smith's going to garner quite a good little paycheck there, man. So I don't know. He might be the odd man out when it's all said and done.
Well, it's looking like the offensive line might go through another slight rebuild after this offseason because I think this is Tooney's last year as well, which means we're going to be going right back to the guard well and trying to fill these in. Again, Mike Caliendo's look good. He's been on the practice squad a few years, and he's filled in
Sure
for
would have
Joe
been
Tooney.
nice to hang on to Darian Kennard.
Right.
I think he
would've been
could have.
nice.
I think he could have went in there and been like a mini Trey Smith. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
He had a potential. So C.J. Hansen, Norzad, you've got Caliendo. I think guards are easier to find, though. Let's just be honest. I think
for
guard
sure.
play is very easy to find. This is not easy. I don't want to say easy. Don't want to demean their position, but you can stumble across guards. I mean, look, Mike Caliendo was a UDFA, and he's absolutely tore it up within 2 years. Look at his rise so far. So
Yeah, true. What's up, Macaberry? It says lucked into the live stream because bad YouTube, bad. No notification. Imagine that. In case you didn't know, we released a video earlier today. It was a good one. Make sure to go watch that after the live stream if you haven't watched it yet. But we noticed a lot of the comments on that today were, hey, no notification. Glad we found the video was up. I don't know what YouTube's doing. They've been slap nuts ever since, last October. So we're dealing. We're grinding. So we'll be putting content out. Just make sure you're looking for it.
yeah, that's the good thing about YouTube, I guess, is they do not have to notify you. If you watch our channel and you watch our videos, usually every time we put up a video, they'll throw it on the, hey, this video got released. You know what I mean? Like the recommended. It usually will hit that recommended. So just kind of keep a lookout for it. You know what days we usually release. We usually try to release Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Camp's
We were a
kind of
little
throwing
off
it off
script.
a little bit.
We're a little off script this week.
Yeah,
so.
Camp's throwing it off a little bit because we're doing more lives. We're throwing in a lot of other stuff. So, okay, man, let's get to the fun one.
Nope.
Oh, let's not.
We will not. We got a 5-bomb from Cobra Kai Ty. Says, Mike,
Let's go.
I emailed you back, and I'll be there on the 7th for the Zarda meetup for the annual Chew with the freaking crew.
Let's go.
That's awesome, Ty. Can't wait to see you, man. Appreciate the support, as always. But, yeah, Mike, while I add $5 more to Ty's top dono list, go ahead and move forward.
Let's do it. Let's go to wide receiver. Okay, so we've got, I want to say, let me think. We had 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, there was 7 spots available. So we're taking 7 wide receivers. I don't know what to tell you. I think there's been a lot of depth here. Hollywood, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, those are the only 3 that's probably not getting the axe, right? Justin Watson, I don't think right now that an injury is going to be able to knock him off the depth chart and off the team. So I think he's on. Kadarius Toney's had a good camp so far. He stayed injury-free. I think he's on. Sky Moore is now where it starts getting a little weird. And look, I'm going to agree with everybody. Sky Moore has not been great over his first 2 years. He's really not. And I don't want to get on a Sky Moore tangent. And by the way, you can go watch our video. We talked about Sky Moore a little bit there. From what everybody's hearing out of camp is just negative Sky Moore stuff. If Sky Moore tripped over his foot, walking onto the field, somebody'd make a gag reel over it and everybody'd be like, cut him, his feet are too big. So, people are just, wanting to hate. But to be honest, Andy has said, Steve, Sky Moore's had a good camp. We learned today. If you guys watched Cole's video with Ron Kopp, I've been talking to Ron Kopp on Twitter. Guess what? He's taken all of Justin Watson's snaps. He is running as wide receiver 4 right now, and Andy's saying he's having a good camp. So I just don't think they're ready to give him on Sky Moore just yet. So I've got him on the list, and that gives me the last spot. It come down between Justin Ross, which you very well could have put there. 100% he's made a case. Nico Remigio, by the way, he's played his balls off. This dude is awesome. And then you've got Mecole Hardman. That's the 3 it come down to. And, of course, you've got your Montrell, Washingtons. You've got people like that that's kind of making a push. I just don't think ultimately Montrell Washington gets to the 7, right? So
no, absolutely
it's Nico, it's Miko, and it's Aho. No, I'm joking.
Well, here's the thing,
Justin
man.
Ross.
Like, the way that you rank these guys, I'm going to agree with it for now. But I will tell you this, guys. Do not be surprised. Do not be surprised if Nico Remigio is replaced by Mecole Hardman when all's said and done.
No, I honestly think
because I think the most
logical.
the most logical thing for them to do, if you're taking them out any kind of surprises, which they don't really give you surprises most of the time, as far as like roster selections and stuff
Yeah.
like that, Mike. But those are the core guys that's already played and already been on the roster and
Yeah.
that you're used to seeing, like that are familiar with the system. Like Nico Remigio is awesome and everybody loves him. He's fun. He's a great player. But you have to remember Nico Remigio is a UDFA who missed his entire rookie season with an injury.
But dude, he done good things at
I'm
Cal.
not-
He
I'm
done
not-
good things at Fresno.
I'm not knocking.
Right. I know.
But I'm
I
just
know.
saying, like, I think like the logical thing is that they would put McCole Hardman on there because they obviously like the guy. They keep signing him back for whatever reason. So I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see that exact list with McCole
goes,
Hardman instead
Steve?
of Remigio.
Who's looked better in the first week of camp? Nico or McCole Hardman?
As far as I know, Nico Remigio. But
and that's
that's
why
the
I've got
thing.
him on the
You're
list.
only seeing clips, and then again, like if you could be at every practice, you'd get a better idea.
I've seen McCole make plays, but it's been nothing what we've seen from Nico Remigio. But
Yeah.
now look, by the way, by that same metric, I think it would be closer to Justin Ross versus Nico because Justin Ross has had another good camp. But Justin Ross is pretty much firmly running with the twos. And
Right.
at least we've seen Nico kind of step into the one role a little bit when Justin Watson got injured.
Right.
Him and Sky's kind of rotating that a
Well,
little bit.
do you think it's telling that they immediately put Nico Remigio in place of Justin Watson, but then they decided, no, we're going to start putting Sky Moore here?
Yeah, I think, well, two things here. I think because it's so early in camp, they want equal opportunity for everybody. Like, they want it on film. They want to see what everybody's plus and minuses
They had
are.
a DEI class before their practice.
What's that?
They have to diversity, equity, and inclusion. They had to make sure everybody gets a fair shake, bro.
Maybe. Yeah, so it's just one of those things where, like, no, I think that it's obviously telling. I think they wanted to get that position on film for Nico. Then they wanted to put Sky in on film, and then you can compare it head to head. You've got the film. So when it comes down to bubble time, and they're like, Sky, look, Nico run the same route you did on the same plays for these 30 plays and your 30 plays, and he produced, and you didn't get open, and sorry.
Right.
So
No.
I think that's what they're doing, 100%.
I agree. Bryant with the 5 bomb. What's up, Bryant? He says, doing
go.
my blue chew dance, baby, slanging it left and right for the preseason. Let's roll, baby. Bryant's out there doing a windmill with his wiener, Mike, because he's so excited about the preseason.
The Wang windmill.
The blue chew dance.
The yeah,
That's awesome.
the root rotor. What do they call those things? You know,
I don't
like
know. I
on
don't know
an
where you're going.
airplane.
I don't know where you're going with
What's
this.
that thing called? Oh, it's a propeller. Never mind. The peen propeller. Let's get it.
I knew you were going to come up with something crazy.
I'll be here all night.
You're thinking about it. Mike, got Megawatts
Let's go.
FM. What's up, Megawatts? Good to see you, bud. Thanks for the
Megawatts in
20
the
bomb.
house.
That's freaking awesome.
He makes
he
his
says,
presence known, Steve.
Mike, longtime watcher, love the show. How do I send music? I made a Chief themed rap song I'd love to give you all a copy of. It's called Chiefs Turn Up, Call Us Champions, available on all streaming platforms. That's freaking awesome, Megawatts. I tell you what,
How do you? I mean, if it's streaming, you don't have to send it. I mean,
yeah,
I'll just
we'll go
stream it.
stream you. If you would be interested in us using some of your music and it's, copyright free and we could do that, maybe we can work something out there. We don't care to help out, and vice versa. So yeah, hit us up, email us at allchiefedup@gmail.com and we can figure something out. But look forward to hearing it. I'm going to make myself a note to go do that after the live
note.
stream. Appreciate the 20 though, man.
Appreciate you,
Legend.
brother.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
man.
make a
So
note right now.
So right now, I guess the biggest surprises for the 53-man prediction after 2 weeks would probably have to be Louis Reese-Zammit not on that running back list and Nico Remigio being on the wide receiver list. Would you agree?
Nico beating McCole, and then not taking the 4. I felt Irv Smith kind of beat out Carson Steele to this point, right?
Yeah.
And I just felt like if you take 4 running backs, which is still reasonably possible, if you take 4, now you are going to be cut down to 6 wide receivers. And I just felt like the wide receivers have played so well.
Right.
Doesn't it make more sense? I think Nico's outplayed Look, Nico. If you set him down, it was like, well, we're going to take 4 running backs. Zamet, you made the team. Nico, we're only taking 6. You're off. You're to the practice squad. It's not a head-to-head thing, but Nico's going to be like, dude, I've played well, and you guys are putting me in the practice squad for the guy that hasn't played well.
Right.
Like, you got to kind of, even though they're not the same position, it's the best 53. Like, no matter what they do. Both special teams guys too, by the way.
Right. Yeah. Well, let's keep going, man. Let's knock it out.
Let's get into the defense, man. The defense is, for me, let's start with defensive end. Last year they took 4, and this year we're going to take 4. Okay? Karlaftis, Dana, Felix, and Malik Herring. I'm just going to go with the same 4. And by the way, I get it. Chris Jones is in the picture, and Mike Pinnell's back there. But look, when you
don't you love Mike Pinnell, though?
Look, George Karlaftis, by the way, this dude could be on a rap album. Like, this could be an album. And by the way, Mike Pinnell, look at that guy. Like, if... What? These are like this is like the new Beastie Boys or something. Like, look at them.
Mike, I've had enough of it. You got to take that down.
Okay, I'll take them off. But look, there's 4.
Let's talk about it.
Look, Charles Omenihu's not on there. Obviously, we think he's going to start the season on the IR.
Right.
Otherwise, there would be 5 being taken. So
absolutely.
4. And
yeah, I mean,
Omenihu's
right back. Like, the minute Omenihu gets back, he's on the roster. 100%. No doubt about it.
Look, the only other guy that could possibly be on here that could make in my opinion, a push is Truman Jones, the young Ivy League kid that they had last year. He played on the practice squad all year. I still just don't think he's there. B.J. Thompson, he probably starts the season on IR too. I didn't really include him on an IR start because I don't know what they're going to do here. But you've got B.J. Thompson also in the mix, depending on what he can do coming back from that. So I'm just going to go with 4 here. I think 4 is the way to go, and I think Herring probably gets on the team, and Truman Jones is still in the practice squad.
Yeah, for sure, man. I like this. I think that a lot of people kind of wonder about Malik Herring, but I think last year a lot of people thought, hey, they're kind of stuck on Joshua Kando. He might make the roster over Malik Herring, but
we kind of thought they were going to do that.
Yeah, but they decided to go with Herring, and Herring showed up, man, when they needed him. He was there. He made some solid plays. He really helped with the run defense. I really liked what he did throughout the playoffs when he got snaps. I mean, I like Malik Herring. I think they're going to take him again, man. He's just like one of those plug-and-play guys that can give you good reps, you know what I'm saying? So once Omenihu gets back, I think that room's going to be a pretty decent edge rushing room.
I think all 4 stay with Omenihu. I think when Omenihu comes back, somebody from a different position.
Because, I mean, you got to think with Dana and even Felix, they're going to be rotational, more than likely. George Karlaftis will probably get more snaps than any of those guys. But yeah, Omenihu comes back, man, he's going to take a bulk of those because he went off last year when he was available.
Right. Well, let's go on defensive tackle. And I believe when Omenihu comes back, one of these defensive tackles will fall off. I believe this is going to be where it falls. But for now, I'm going to take 6. Chris Jones, Derek Nottie, Turk Wharton, Mike Pinnell. I'm going to go ahead and take Neil Farrell. I think they got something there with a young kid. And then for Doug, I've got a UDFA making the roster here. I think Fabian Levette has a good chance of making this team. He's looked good so far in the preseason. I say preseason. He's looked so far so good in camp. Okay, we've not really got the preseason just yet, but Fabian Levette.
Hey,
right
quit
now,
you're a little too horned up right now.
Right. Through 1 week, I think Fabian Levette has done enough to make the roster. I think 6 is the way to go here, and why? Because I believe that Chris Jones is a guy that can play edge and middle. We know that. You can do the same with Turk. You can do the same with Neil Farrell, and you can do the same with Fabian Levette, to be honest. Fabian Levette has lined up, in a 5-6 technique. He's lined up in an 8 technique before. He can rush from the outside, too. Now, he's a big guy, and he's probably not going to do that here. But Spags is a little wild, so you never know what you're going to get with Spags. So for now, I've got 6 defensive tackles. That just makes 10 defensive linemen across the board.
Defensive,
and I think that's about where it is.
I like it. That's a new one. But no, I think no surprises there to me. I think they like having that depth. I mean, Nottie's kind of nursing injuries right now. And like you said,
this may be the year, though, that if Nottie just messes around all preseason, you think there could just be a chance that they just cut him and move on if the young guys are stepping in?
I mean, they've been 1 year in them, so who knows? A lot of people don't think that Neil Farrell Jr. will make the roster. Like, I've read that a lot on X and stuff. Like, he's hardly ever even mentioned, but when he is, it's normally practice squad. But let's be honest here. I think they saw something with him. They traded draft capital to get him.
Well, it's very possible, though, that he could go to the practice squad.
Like, it is, but I mean,
feasible.
Exactly. But I also think they invested draft capital into him, so I think they see something there. And also, like, you don't really have a whole lot of tape of him in the NFL yet. He was with the Raiders for a little while, I think. But if you go back to his college tape, like, that guy has all the tools to be a wrecker on the inside, great in the run defense, and that's what they're trying to have there. They've always done that with Chris Jones. We've always been like, man, maybe they would draft a what's the kid's name that we had on the show last year, Mike? Like the small defensive tackle, Kalijah Kancey. Or maybe they'll get somebody like him that can rush the passer. Or this year, Jersey Newton, like Johnny Newton. Maybe he'd be great in there beside Chris Jones, right?
Yeah.
But they never go that route. They always go with the big run stuffer beside him. They're not worried about having two pass rushers in the middle. I think it's smart. But I don't know, man. I think that Fabian Leavitt and I think No Farrell Jr. could both be really good pieces doing that role.
Yeah, I think so too. I just wanted to give the defensive line a little bit of depth. That's why I took 6. Now, look, it's very possible you could take 5 and move around. But let's go ahead and move on.
Hold on. Don't you go just yet, baby. Don't you go. We got Bryant with another 5 bomb. Appreciate you, Bryant.
Let's go.
I don't know why my computer was being slow there. It said you will not go to the Super Chats. But then we got a 2 bomb. Okay, Wayne. He says, baddie. I don't know. We need more context, K. Wayne. Appreciate the 2, though. Maybe he's talking about, Mike, is he calling you a baddie? K. Wayne, did you eat Blue Chews today?
I don't know. I don't know. Am I missing something? Am I missing the reference?
Body naughty? I don't know. Appreciate the 2, though. Appreciate the 5, Bryant. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the support. But yeah, I think he probably meant naughty, maybe. But naughty's on our list. Oh no, K. Wayne. Are you trying to drive and watch at the same time? You better pull over, sir.
Let's move on. Linebacker, I got 5 going. I think last year they took 5, maybe even 6. I don't remember how many linebackers they took last year, but it was a lot. But I've got Bolton, Tranquil, Chenal. I'm going to say Jack Cochran makes the team, and I've actually got another UDFA here, and to Doug's liking, Curtis Jacobs. I've got him making the team. I think Curtis Jacobs does offer what Willie Gay offered. Now, look, there's one name off this list, and that is Cam Jones. Cam Jones made the team last year. He was a UDFA out of IU. I struggled with keeping Cam Jones off this list. So Curtis Jacobs and Cam Jones are kind of interchangeable. And to be honest, Jack Cochran's not set in stone either. Now, I do know Spags called him out by name the other day. They like what he's done, but let's just be honest. Jack Cochran's not the greatest athlete in the world. He's not the greatest linebacker in the world. So anybody can take anybody's spot outside of that top 3.
Yeah, I agree. Linebackers is always kind of a tricky one, but we know that our core 3 guys are really, really good. Like, we got a great linebacker core, but obviously you have to have depth at the position, and then they use a lot of these guys for special teams. I think Curtis Jacobs would be an amazing player to have on this roster. I'm kind of mind blown the guy didn't get drafted to start with. He's such a good athlete. I don't know, man. I think he could be there. I think there's a lot of other. I've seen a lot of other teams, fans, and even college fans that have talked about him, and like they don't know why he didn't get drafted. Like, and I've yet to see anything from his college tape that makes me think that he won't be a really good linebacker.
I mean, when I watched this tape, the only negatives I kind of had of Curtis Jacobs was he wasn't the greatest tackler in the world.
Yeah. Naughty, not body, baby.
Oh, yeah, Naughty's on the team. I've got him on.
Yeah.
Did I? I was just making sure.
You got him.
Yeah, he was number 2 there. Derek Naughty.
Maybe K. Wayne don't want Naughty on the roster. You think that's what did you mean that, K. Wayne? Where like you just kind of confused that Naughty's there? I don't know. Maybe some people are over it.
Maybe. I mean, look, Naughty's like that 1 year deal, the 1 year wonder. It's possible that they could go back. Look, that's the kind of the thing I went with Mecole Hardman. Like, look, so far, in my opinion, I feel like Nico has outplayed him. He's cheaper. Go with a young, right? Go with a young guy. If Derek Naughty's getting outplayed because he's injured or whatever else, go with a young guy. You can always probably – I bet Naughty's not going to get picked up by anybody. And if he is, he probably gets picked up and dropped 5 times. So
I think somebody would pick him up, but I don't know what would really – how that would pan out for anyone.
Right.
Megawatts with another 5. Appreciate you, my man. Thanks for the support. Top
Appreciate
dono, baby. Let me update that, Mike, and you move forward.
Okay, so we just covered linebackers again. 5. I think that's a solid 5. Man, it pains me to not put Cam Jones on there. But here we go. Corner, I went ahead and took 6. I think they take 6. I've got McDuffie, Williams, Watson, Najee. Through the first week of camp, Steve, I think Kelvin Joseph is good enough to make this squad. And then guess what? I think the rookie, Kamal Hadden, makes the team over Nick Jones right now. I like Nick Jones, but Nick Jones has not looked good this camp so far. So after them, you've got DJ Miller. You've got Keith Taylor, who's also looked pretty good. But I think Kamal Hadden, for the draft pick, for his physical prowess, the way he'll put his nose in on, the screen game, the way they've got him moving down in the slot. He's playing the nickel a little bit. I just like his versatility and his toughness. Kelvin Joseph has looked really good. He's been getting first-team reps. To me, do you think Najee is a lock? Like 100%. Like, do you think if Najee just keeps battling, like, groin or hammy or whatever else, do you think if he just keeps battling these injuries, do you think they just go ahead and say, practice squad? I mean, I'm sure he'll get poached.
I think Nazee's good enough to be on the roster. The
I do
only
too.
thing that's gonna,
why
the
I
only thing
think
that's
he's a
gonna,
lock.
yeah, I think so too. Now it depends if he ends up with more, injuries that are gonna cause a lot of missed time. Like last year, he's out the entire season, right? If he were to hit another one of those, they'd probably throw him on IR or whatever. I don't think they want to put him on the practice squad to let him go. I think there's too much talent there with Najee. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely a concern, is his health. Not that he's like a brittle bones like Kadarius Toney, but he has been unfortunate so far. So I think that's definitely a concern. But no, I'm right there with you, man. Kelvin Joseph is balling out. That's a guy that was what was he, a second or third round draft pick?
Second round pick from Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, and we
Played
watched
UK,
him
man.
at
We
Kentucky.
watched
He's a hell of a corner. And I think maybe, he hasn't really worked out for him so far in his career in the NFL, but we know he has all the tools. Can our defensive back coaches, who obviously are amazing and develop guys, get the best out of him?
Does a good job.
Yeah, so can he get what we know Kelvin Joseph can do out of him? Then yeah, he can make this roster. And I like the Kamal Hadden one. Obviously, I'm a Kamal Hadden homer. Have been since right after the Super Bowl. We started digging into the draft.
You've been going since March.
I think there's a lot of talent there as well. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of digging it. I think Nick Jones, like you said, he's kind of on the outside looking in right now. He's got a lot of work to do.
Again, this is just first week of camp, and I believe there's certain players that are getting outplayed right now.
Right.
So Nick Jones is kind of trending down. Again, Kelvin Joseph's kind of got the trend up. Kamal Hadden's kind of trending up. I think DJ Miller's trending pretty solid. The one guy that's trending down, it's another UDFA guy that a lot of people are a little horned about. And I actually thought he was good, but I said he was way too raw, and you're going to have to fix that technique. And he's not done a lot at camp. I don't even think I've even heard his name. Have you? Miles Battle.
No, but I mean, I saw that the fans were really pumped about him, and always he's long and fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought there may be something there that maybe Dave Merritt could get out of him, and could be a practice squad kind of guy, maybe.
Possibly. Real quick, Mike, we got a couple super chats we got to take care of. We got the 20 bomb from Cobra Kai Ty. Says, Megawatts, can you send me that song? I want to check it out. There's his email. He says, don't forget to hit the what? Don't forget to hit the like button. You slap nut, maybe? Is that what you're going for there, Ty? I got you, my man. Appreciate the 20.
Slap nut the like button. Slap it.
slap nut it. I like it. Appreciate the 20, Ty. But yeah, Megawatt, send him that song too. Send it to us. We want to check it out. I'm excited about it. Also, we had the 2 bomb from our boy Doug. Says, wow, a lot of UDFAs on there. Like it. We'll see, though. I think the ones that are on there.
How many do we have in total?
So far, you've had 3 on there, I think. 4. No, 3.
I've had Fabian. I've had Curtis Jacobs.
And Nico.
Okay. Oh, yeah, we went back and counted the offense.
Yeah.
Nico last year, UDFA, though. He's been in the system for a year. I don't know if I count that one.
Right. But he is a UDFA, so.
True.
Now, if Justin Ross were to make the squad, you'd have even more. But Justin Ross would probably replace Nico, so it's kind of like a UDFA battle, right?
Yeah, it's the battle of the UDFAs. Well, let's go to the last one. Safety, I think, is pretty set in stone. You got to have 4 safeties. We got 4 safeties: Justin Reed, Brian Cook, Chamari Connor, Jaden Hicks. What a safety group! Is that not one of? I'm talking like, look, I don't know if they extend Justin Reed beyond this year, but let's say they don't. Just for this year, just looking at this group this year, if Jaden Hicks plays anywhere near the way Chamari Connor did last year in his rookie year, and Chamari Connor progresses like he did, Brian Cook looks like he's completely healthy. Justin Reed needs to get back healthy. I think he'll be fine. What a safety room. Safety room. That is a nice-looking safety room. Very athletic. Every one of these guys can come down in the box and tackle. They can cover tight ends. They can cover, they can play nickel. Dude, there's a lot there for Spags
it's weird because
with.
A lot of people are talking about Chamari Connor because he had a great year last year. So a lot of people are excited.
Beast, dude.
He is a beast. And then, of course, Jaden Hicks was a steal in the draft. So everybody's excited about that too. But we're forgetting Brian Cooks. How good was he last year before he got hurt? And you know what I'm saying? Like, he's trending up too. So it's like, man, you got like a really solid corner room. And like you said, not only can those guys come up play in the box, but you also got a couple of guys on there that can come play in a slot corner position. They can play the nickel corner spot. I think you'll see it from Chamari Connor. You might see it from Hicks too. So, I mean, it's just so versatile in the secondary with the Chiefs right now. There's a lot of good young players that can do a lot of different things. I mean, you got to think, man, Nazi was a safety. I mean, they just interchange, dude. They're so good, and like we were talking about earlier, Merritt's to get the best out of them. So, I mean, I'm excited about our young safeties, cornerbacks. Like, our defense is set up to be really good for a really long time.
Yeah, 100%. So special teams, we all know. So 51, 52, and 3 is Winchester, Butker,
Wait.
Matariza.
Harrison Butker made it?
Did we? Yeah, I think he's going to get there. But look, let's take a look at practice squad really quick. I went ahead and took a chance at I went ahead and named the 16 practice squad players too. And just looking at through week 1.
Before we get to some practice squad bad boys.
Oh, here we go. Always got to cut me off.
Yeah, I got to cut you off. You never slow down. You got to slow down. Relax a little bit, baby. We're all having a good time. Megawatts with the 5 bombs says appreciate it, fellas. I'll send over the track and video link via email. By the way, I think Hollywood and Wiley will go off this year. Man, appreciate it, Megawatts. Thanks for the support. Can't wait to hear the track. And I fully agree. I think Hollywood could have his best year as a pro. And I think Wiley might have a little bit more pull in this offense than we're originally thinking. Because, I mean, if him and Mahomes are already on the same wavelength and he's that big of a target in the red zone, then you might see more Jared Wiley than we originally thought.
Yeah, I agree. I appreciate the dono, man. And we'll definitely check that song out. So, dude, let's jump into it. Here we go. I've got Charles Omenihu on the PUP, the IR, whatever you got to call it, physically unable to perform.
Yeah.
He's there. Like, look, could Justin Reed possibly start the season that way? Yeah. Could B.J. Thompson? Possibly. So, but for right now, Charles Omenihu's the only one set in stone. Practice squad. I got Louis Reese-Zammit is leading it off. Chris Oladokin, Montreal Washington, and Justin Ross get a practice squad invite. Look, Justin Ross may get poached. Who knows? But, I mean, he's going to get an invite. C.J. Hansen, again, C.J. Hansen could make the team over Niang. Maybe Niang goes there. I actually got Ethan Driscoll, the tackle out of Marshall. I thought he's looked so far so good for Ethan Driscoll. I think there's
the Louisville guy, right?
Yeah, he played high school in Louisville and he went to Marshall. Keith Taylor, Echo Boydo, Nick Jones. So all 3 corners that just got slightly left off that corner list, I threw them on here. Look, Keith Taylor was here last year. Echo Boydo was here last year. They both, they learned and they got better and almost are pushing to make the team. Nick Jones, I think he probably goes here. Deion Bush is here by default. Carson Steele, I think, comes here and he can be called up any day. Matt Dickerson, you know how they love Matt Dickerson. I don't think that even has to be explained. Like, this dude's going to be on our practice squad to the end of time. Cam Jordan now comes to the practice squad, and again, it's going to be between Cam Jordan, Cole Christensen. I've got him on this list, but like Cam Jordan, Cole Christensen, just Curtis Jacobs, all those guys, they can rotate. You don't really know just yet. But Truman Jones, defensive end, Cole Christensen again. I got Swayze Bozeman, the linebacker. And Swayze both, and plus you get Chew. So Chew is 17. He's the exempt player, so we not only get 16, we get the 17th. We get Chew for free. But Swayze was my last one. I'm like such a big Swayze fan, and the only reason I put
Patrick?
4 linebackers there is because if you have an injury in the linebacker room, you need to have a lot of linebackers, especially with a new kickoff rule. And they're just athletic, man. They're athletic. They do things. The only other player I could have put there could have maybe been Isaiah Gathings.
Well, there's somebody glaring missing off of your practice squad.
Who?
And it kind of makes me wonder, did you do it intentionally or not? But Cornell Powell.
Oh, yeah, he's not on.
You think they're done with him?
I didn't put him on. Look, I'm done with Cornell.
Is it? Yeah, I mean, I don't care. It doesn't bother me, but I mean, he's just been there for.
I thought I left somebody notable.
No. But he's been
like,
there.
Ooh.
He's been there for 2 decades now. So I mean, do you think this is a year that he's not?
I just don't. I don't see him progressing well enough to even burn the practice. Like for me, if Justin Ross has to go to your practice squad, Cornell's gone now at this point. If he gets poached, fine, bring Cornell back to the practice squad.
Right.
But Montrell, Washington, and Justin Ross, and good Lord, I don't have Mako Hardman on there. Like, I don't think Mako Hardman's going to accept a practice squad invite. I think he's just probably going to find somewhere else to go, if they'll have him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised to see him on the 53, man. I'm just saying.
No, I don't either. But for 1 weekend, which is exactly what this exercise was, I don't think he's good enough to make it.
I think that this is really good, considering if you're going by the first couple of weeks. Absolutely, it's going to change. But, yeah, it's kind of where we're sitting right now.
Let's go.
Mike. Old man's in the house with the 5 gifted freaking memberships. Appreciate you, old man.
Let's go.
Pops, let's go. Let's go. If you guys get gifted from Pops, you better tell them thanks in the chat.
Yeah, you got to get that.
Or we'll send you to the pit.
Drop a nuke down there, baby.
Let's go, old man.
The pit. The pit
Pop.
works overtime. But speaking of the pit, I think we're in the pit with YouTube.
Probably. Pops, Pops should have came to camp with us. Like he should just go ahead and don't go to work next week and climb in the car. Let's go.
It's only Monday through Thursday. I mean, I don't think that should be that hard.
Yeah, just call them up. Be like, hey, something came up, and go with your boys.
I'm going to go eat burn ends and watch the Chiefs. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, go ahead. Do that. All right, my man. I think that 20, let's see. How many did that give you on just the offense?
25, 25, and 3.
20, okay.
I split it right down
so
the
you
pipe.
split it.
Look, could it be 26, 24? Possibly. But look, if you put Carson Steele on as a fullback, okay, and you don't take Irv Smith off, so now take one. Who's the player you're taking off on the defense out of all that? It would be the 6th corner.
Yeah, it'd have to be like Haddon or Kelvin Joseph.
So are you going to drop Kamal Haddon to put Carson Steele on? If that's what you wanted to do, you should have drafted Carson Steele, not Kamal Haddon.
Right. I think a lot of times people get a little caught up with the UDFAs and stuff, and they don't realize like they don't have anything invested in those guys really, So it just depends. Who knows how they look at it. But we got Josh here. He says, what's up? Want you guys to know that I'm having eye surgery on October 9th, and I'm going to the Chiefs game on November 4th, Monday night. Let's go, man. Hope you have a easy, smooth, successful surgery there, right, Josh.
Are we doing LASIK, or is it like something else, like a major surgery? Is LASIK considered major surgery? I think at this point it's not, right?
I don't know. I thought about doing it myself. Beth says, I really want Steele to make the team. I've watched him play several years, and he is a beast on the field. I know he can be a good third down go-to and a good fullback. I think a lot of people are right there with you, Beth. I even feel that way.
I like Carson Steele.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Andy does. If Andy decides to go back to having that fullback, which Andy loved having a fullback, and I think outside of him and Kyle Shanahan, I don't think people really used fullbacks that much anymore, and I don't think they used them as much as those two coaches. I don't know. It just depends on if Andy really missed having it this year. What do you think, Mike?
I mean, it's possible. Before this is all said and done, we could drop Irv Smith. We could put the fullback back on. Maybe just make him the 4th running back.
That's a possibility. He could be RB4.
Look, he ran the ball a considerable amount of times at UCLA, and people were calling him a running back.
Right.
Like, they didn't always refer to him as a fullback. Like, he was kind of like Tony Richardson, right? By the way, get yourself a signed Tony Richardson jersey over on Patreon, patreon.com/allchiefedup. $1, and you can snag that bad boy. And also, $4.99, become a member here, and we're giving away, who are we giving away?
Signed Rashee Rice jersey, baby.
Yeah, Rashee Rice jersey, baby. It's going to be sick. Like, just, it's $4.99, it's $1. You got $6, and you may pull both of them. Who knows?
Yeah, for sure.
Who knows?
Yeah, Patreon membership's only $1. There hasn't been any uploads on Patreon in a little bit now, but we have them.
Over a week. Yeah, it's just Patreon's having some problems putting the videos up.
It's okay. It's okay, though. We have the content for you, so you're going to get it. Just hang tight. But it's just $1 a month to be a member over there. And we're just, at the beginning of the month, we're giving away some kind of signed Chiefs memorabilia to one patron. We're just doing a drawing, and we're doing the signed T-Rich. So get in on that action. Let's go. Mike, we got a freaking gifted membership from our boy Justin. What's up, Justin?
Justin.
Man, every time I see Justin on here, it reminds me that I need to get back on the golf course.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go, but it's real hot in Kentucky. I don't love the mugginess, but, I can get back.
You know how I went and I did like an online certification and became like a golf instructor, right?
Right, yep.
Passed it. Certified golf instructor in the state of Kentucky.
Look at you.
Oh, Mike over here. I've played golf twice since I've become a certified golf instructor.
You got so burned out trying to get...
Yeah, so burned out trying to become the golf instructor that I just decided didn't even want to play golf anymore. But you know what? Those who teach can't, I think is how it goes. And
is that how that goes?
Something like that. Those who can't teach.
Yeah, there you go. That sounds more like it.
I mean, it was the same thing just back.
Hey, Justin with another gifted. Appreciate you, my man. If y'all get any of those gifts from Pops or Justin, make sure to thank them in the chat.
Steve, by the way,
Legends.
I just looked at our Airbnb today that we're going to have next week. Because, again, we're going to be at camp. We're going to have Chew with the Crew 2. We're going to be at camp next. Camp's Tuesday, Chew with the Crew is Wednesday, correct? Next Wednesday.
Correct. Yep.
So, but guess what? Our Airbnb is right next to a golf course. Like, if we don't take our golf clubs and find at least 2 hours to go get 9 holes in,
Mike,
I don't know what we're doing with
I don't know
ourselves.
if we're going to have 2 hours, bro.
Probably not. You're right.
But, it's a thought. Just maybe. We might cancel a business meeting. We don't need it.
Yeah. Put the meeting on the golf course. I don't know. Do something. What's that golf course that Good always plays there? I kind of want to play that one.
Sun something? Sun. It has
I want to say Sun Valley, but that's the golf course up the road from me. So
I could be getting confused too. I'm not for sure.
I want to play that golf course though. Is anybody from KC? Do you guys watch Good? Like, do you know those guys? They're from the area, right?
Yeah, they are.
Man, there you go. What if all Chiefed Up and Good have a little collab? That'd be pretty nice.
That'd be awesome. They'd beat the living crap out of us on the golf course.
The hell out of us. It would
Boom!
not even be
Real
close.
quick, I'll get back to you, Melissa. But
Sunflower
K-Wayne,
Hills.
Sunflower Hills. That's it.
I want to play that course, K-Wayne.
Yeah, Melissa says she watched you on Chief Concerns, Mike, and you did great.
Thanks, Melissa. It was fun going over there. Marcus, JD, they're both good dudes. They do good content. I had fun with them, dude. It was fun talking and different things, and it's crazy to know that, like, JD honestly played for the Chiefs. Like, when we all talk about the Chiefs, and we're just like,
he knows
dude
more.
Lived it.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how that dude freaking lived it? And he'll say something and people argue him. I'm like, dude,
right.
He played the game. Like, if JD looks at me and says, dude, you're wrong, I'm probably
going to consider it, right? You're going to be like, well, why does he think that?
I don't think I'm stubborn enough to look at him and be like, no, you're wrong.
It was like the whole narrative with Orlando Brown Jr. Like, not trying to defend him and say he was great or worth the money that he was wanting. But, like, the big narrative with him was he couldn't even block, that they had to chip block with McKinnon.
We talked about that a little bit.
Right. So, like, JD, he said the same thing we said. He kind of corroborated what we said on X. And he was just like, yeah, chip blocking is completely normal. Everyone does it all the time. That's just part of the game. It has nothing to do with how the performance of a left tackle is. That's just common. And people were arguing with him. I'm like, why are they arguing with a guy that literally played in an offense in the NFL that knows this is how it goes, Pretty weird.
Right.
Kathy Welch says you guys streaming the Hall of Fame game. Yeah, I think we're gonna. It's so funny. I don't know
That's
what
Thursday,
happened.
right?
What happened on our
Yeah,
video?
on the video we said the Hall of Fame game was tonight.
Dude, no, we were so confused. Like I didn't know what day it was. I still don't. But yeah, it's so funny. We got it wrong twice in a matter of 10 seconds.
Hey, you know what? I'm not an expert in Chicago Bears games, but I'm glad to see football.
Yeah, heck
dude,
yeah,
they
man.
should totally let Caleb Williams
Dude,
play.
think about how insane it is that literally, 2 days?
2 nights? Yeah.
That the season is officially underway. Like, football's back, bro.
Steve, we just finished the off season almost.
What?
Okay, it's almost done, and we didn't get an off season.
No, God, we didn't even get it. We didn't even get a week.
Fair. You didn't even get a day.
What happened out there? Doug says so many really good players to choose from to make the 53. A great problem to have. Glad I'm not the Chiefs coaching staff. Doug, that's the sentiment I think most of us have. Like, we'll try to predict what happened, and we'll say our 2 cents. But I mean, ultimately, we know and have the confidence in Andy and his staff and Brett and his staff. Like, we're going to have the best product on the field. I mean, you're talking about the Super Bowl champion 3 out of the last 5 Super Bowls. Like, we're going to have the best product on the field. So I'm fully confident in that. So whichever way they go with it, I'm happy with it.
Dude, if Andy looked at this 53 roster projection tonight and he was like, "You're a slap nut," I'd be like, "You're right, Andy. Like, what do you have?" Like, I'm just fully gonna go with what you got. Like, I'm just gonna trust him. It's fun to talk about it, but yeah, at the end of the day, we talked about this last year, dude. If there was a corner that deserved to make this team, it was Khalif Hallisey last year. And daggone it, did they ship him out of town? So at that point, I don't know who's gonna make it and who's not. Let's just be honest.
Right. Yeah, man, it's going to be interesting to see, though. I'm excited for it. What do you think is going to happen in this Hall of Fame game? Caleb Williams come out and said they're not playing any of their starters. What is the point in the preseason if you don't even put your starters in for like a quarter? They don't even know what are they doing?
They're not playing for the playoffs. Like, I think you need to get the whole offense on the team or on the field and let them at least gel for a series, 2 series. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, nobody. If you're so bad luck that somebody gets injured in the first 10 plays of the game, because they're probably going to go 3 and out. Okay, it's the Bears. But by the way, if you're that fickle and you got that bad of luck, you're just a cursed franchise. Like, go sit it out somewhere. Like, go ahead and move your team to Canada, do something. But come on, put a product on the field. People still want to go watch these games. People are still buying merchandise. Like, come on. Like, Steve, are you going to go drive a Corvette and not drive it? No. Let's go take it for a ride somewhere and see what's happening.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Okay, when I got your pictures, my man. That's awesome. Speaking of, Mike, I think now would be a fun time to play a little game. What do you think?
We can play it.
Yep, cover your ears.
Tell me where in the world is
K-Wayne.
Where's he at? Where's he at, Mike?
I'm up 5-1, Steve.
I thought it was 4-1. Are you adding things?
No, I think it's 5-1.
I think it's 4-1. I think you're cheating right now. But I did have pictures from K. Wayne. It says the other day, but I know where he was at the other day. So maybe cheating? I have a leg up right now.
You guys are in cahoots.
Maybe that's what it is. That why you sent me this, K. Wayne? You felt bad for me? You were trying to get me back in the game?
I don't believe this. I don't believe I'm getting tag teamed here.
Look, Mike, just so you can't say I'm cheating. Ty, are you out, my man? Good to see you. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for the support. Yeah, but let's see. It's the McKinley Library and Museum. That's what's on the sign here. If I'm not mistaken, that's Ohio. Right?
I have no idea.
It's Canton. Am I right, K. Wayne? That's Canton, I think.
Canton?
So
Daggone.
let's see. Let's play somewhere in the world's K.
Okay,
Wayne.
you go first, Canton.
Nah, I'm not gonna go with it. I can't do that. Let's but that makes me think. While you're being fuzzy, I think that he's got to be up rest spelt. I'm gonna go Michigan. I'm gonna say he's close to Detroit. We'll just go freaking Battle Creek or something. I don't know. Pick random Michigan, Dearborn, whatever. That's where I'm gonna go.
So he was close to Erie, PA last time. You're saying he was in McKinley.
Yeah, K-Wayne. Yeah, it was a Pro Football Hall of
Canton.
Fame, Mike. So yeah, he was in Canton. Was. It says the other day, so I mean, he could be anywhere by now.
Yeah. Jeez, I don't know. Like, you wouldn't think he would just like dip the Canton and then go right back up.
You always put so much thought into it and then wonder why you're winning 5-1.
I want to know.
I just
what
always
K-Wayne
say
is.
something and you're always like doing math equations and stuff.
Dang.
Come on,
Okay,
bro.
I'm gonna say West Lafayette, Indiana.
Is he trying to catch a Purdue game?
I hope. Dude, I caught a Purdue game one time. They get their keys out and they say, on the
Are you
kickoff.
serious? They do
Pretty
keys?
sick, dude. There's a whole stadium like jiggling their keys on the kickoff.
That's weird, kind of.
Yeah, I'm gonna say West Lafayette.
All right,
he's
so-
probably not there. It's not near an interstate.
I'm
but-
going Dearborn, Michigan, I guess, and you can go West Lafayette, Indiana. Let's go. Where you at, K-Wayne? Where you at? He's going to be like, I'm in Canton. No, I'm just kidding. He's like, I threw you a bone and you butchered it. Mike, are you sure it's 5-1 and not 4-1?
Felt like it was.
I think it was 4-1. Melissa, can't wait to meet you at the Chew with the Crew. It's going to be a fun time. But yeah, while we're waiting on K-Wayne to let us know where he's at, dag on it, man.
He's in Chicago.
I lost again.
Did you?
I think so.
Let me add it up here. Let's go.
Where's West Lafayette in Indiana?
Pretty close to Gary.
Are you kidding me?
Chicago to let's see. I need some directions here.
Give up.
to
Mike's cheating. He's got
where
a
did you
tracker.
say? What'd you say? Dearborn?
Yeah.
Let's just put Dearborn and see where we're at. Okay, so Dearborn to Chicago. You're not that far.
I lost, though, again.
You're 277. Oh, yeah. I'm within, like, I see West Lafayette on the map, dude, and I'm right in his backyard again.
Do you not realize that it's how creepy it is that Mike's always, like, literally right where K-Wayne's at? Like, there's something
Dude,
weird
I'm
going
within
on here.
120 miles again. 123 miles.
I'm with Julia. Like, it's fully rigged. It has to be you're
Dude,
cheating
come on.
somehow.
Steve's getting pictures from the guy himself, and I'm crushing it. Dude, I'm within 100 miles 2 days in a row.
Man, where you at in southern Indiana?
Mahmoud Abdul Rahim. Dude,
That's an awesome
Southern
name.
Indiana, where you at, bro?
Wasn't there an NBA player with the exact name?
There was an Abdul Rahim. Remember, he played for
No.
the Denver Nuggets, right?
I think it was different.
I think he also played at LSU. If I'm not mistaken. I think he played at LSU sometime around the time Shaq did.
Maybe I'm thinking of Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. You remember him? He was a good player. Where
Yeah,
are you
didn't
at in
he
southern
play
Indiana?
for-
Because, I mean, we're right by Louisville in Kentucky,
Yeah.
Mahmoud. So we're pretty close. Southern
K-Wayne
Indiana.
said he was in Dearborn on Monday.
No way, bro.
Steve, oh.
Dang,
Too bad. That was
man.
yesterday.
Dang. Mike's got a chip on his truck. It's getting a little creepy.
Let's go. Hey, now's it.
Is that how you got that Buc-ee's hoodie? You've been sleeping in the back of K-Wayne's truck, stopping at the truck. Well, it's not a
I
truck
love
stop. Never
Buc-ee's,
mind.
dude.
They don't have diesel there, do they? That's weird.
No, they don't. It's just 100 pumps of pure gasoline.
Pure gas.
It's like a mini mall in that bad boy. You can eat beef jerky and buy hoodies.
Mike, we got a 2-bomb from TGZ. He said, JD only speaks the truth. I think I missed this one a minute ago, but glad I caught it just now. Thanks for the 2-bomb, TGZ.
Yeah.
Appreciate the support.
JD's awesome. Appreciate you, brother. Steve, by the way, JD invited us out to Lexington to
Yeah,
have
we
some
set up a
barbecue.
time, man. Pick it out. If I have
look,
to, I'm taking the fam.
We're
It's
gonna
whatever.
be. Yeah, he said to. Look, we're gonna be in KC this next week. I say like maybe at the end of August. Let's run out there before it gets too too late in the season, too late in the game.
Right. Truckers aren't allowed at Buc-ee's. Like, why is that? I wonder why they.
Diesel.
I get that, but I wonder why they tried to deter truckers from coming to a place that's massive and has everything they could possibly need there,
Well, maybe
besides
they did it
gas.
because they don't want to put places like Love's and things out of business. Like they're going to let them have the trucks.
I mean, if that's the real reason, then that's admirable, I suppose. But
Buc-ee's is cool. I mean, Love's are good too. Don't get me wrong.
yeah, but they're
Buc-ee's
not.
Dude,
There's no
that
truck stop out there
barbecue-
that touches what they,
No,
you
that's
know.
pretty good. Brad said to deter the lot lizards.
Is that what it is?
Wait, someone asked me a question. I had to get to it, and I lost it. Hold up.
Jeremy Bloss says it's always hella busy at Buc-ee's.
Oh, it was Brad. He says, "How come you're not Louisville fans then? Because we're near Louisville. Because we're not slap nuts." And
Yeah, that's
dude,
true.
If you're a Louisville fan, like you're slap nut, bro. Like you're in the state of Kentucky. We bleed blue. It's bluegrass. It is it's Kentucky basketball, man. Like when Steve, when we were growing
Yeah.
up, what was it? Our dad was a Chief fanatic. This is why we were just sired into it from birth. But dude, if it wouldn't have been for him being a Chief, like if he would have been a football fan, it would have been nothing. Like 99% of, because we don't have professional teams here. So everybody in this state, what is it, like 85, 90%?
It's a big
Kentucky
college
fans.
basketball state. Huge
Yeah.
college basketball state.
Like
yeah.
people in Louisville are Louisville fans, and then you'll sporadically find some throughout the state, right?
Yeah.
Kentucky is everything, 99%. And then you go to Louisville, and it's still a 50-50 split. Like,
Yeah.
that's the difference. Like, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, because like Louisville, they were recruiting like high school basketball players by getting on prostitutes and strippers. So I didn't condone that.
Hey,
You know,
they were blue chewing up hard.
They were.
going at it, baby.
Richie King, been a member for 5 months now, says defense will be second in sacks again for 3 years. Man, what do you think, Mike? You think they could they lead the league in sacks this year? Like if Chris Jones goes off and Karlaftis ups his game a little bit, and then Felix shows up to the party, and then you got Omenahue could potentially get back. What do you think? When do you think he's going to get back? Half the season?
Jeez, I don't know. Like, he's claiming he's going to be back sooner rather than later. Let's say he just
We
misses.
got to think, man. He only played, 6 games last year and went off or something like
Let's
that. I
say
can't
he
remember.
misses 4, okay, and then you give him a game to 2 games to get back and play in shape. Like they pull, you know what I mean? Like they activate him, but then he's got a few weeks. Let's say he gets back by week 6. I think he could still get to double digits, unless his knee becomes a problem or it becomes a mental game. But I feel like he's there.
Our chat never disappoints. It's great. Just some randomness.
Why?
You guys are awesome. I don't know. I was just reading. But anyway,
Like
Mike,
K. Wayne.
no pressure, but he gave up a run to Pebble Beach to come
I
to
seen
chew with the
that.
crew.
Bro, you should have went to Pebble Beach. You could have played some golf.
Man, that'd be pretty
That's
sweet.
a golf course I'd love to play. By the way, man, don't it? I bet it pays really well to head out to the West Coast. That's a long drive.
What was that course called again? Sunflower Hills? Is that what it was called?
Yeah, they used to refer to it as Sunflower.
Something like that?
Where's that at? Is that in KC? Is it like near Kansas? Like
I don't
on
know.
that side?
K. Wayne, are you a golfer?
I don't know.
Like, do you play? Let's go. Come on over. We'll go to the golf course that's near our Airbnb. Let's get 9 holes in.
Yeah, I don't know which one it is. I didn't see the name. I just like zoomed out and seen it.
About time you did hear that. We're talking about the University of Louisville basketball program. So
Oh yeah.
you definitely heard that. But Mike, real quick, we'll be here. It's in Bonner Springs. That's what K. Wayne says.
Can I
by
call
the
it
way.
Boner Springs?
Yeah, Boner Springs.
Oh,
But yeah, we're going to be here for a little while longer today, so make sure you guys get your questions in the chat. Do us a favor, hit that like button if you haven't already. It just takes a second. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers before the Super Bowl. That's the goal here, and we know that the ACU crew is going to help us get there. I have no doubt about that.
yeah.
But yeah, become a member here on YouTube. Starts at $4.99. We do the members only live stream once a month, and we give away stuff this month coming up. On the members only live stream in August, we're going to be giving away a signed Rashee Rice jersey. So make sure to get in on that action. And also patreon.com/allchiefedup. You can become a patron for just $1 a month there. And actually this month, at the beginning of August, we're giving away a signed Tony Richardson jersey to one random patron. So make sure that you sign up and have a chance of getting that bad boy.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, Mike, camp 2 weeks in. What are you hoping to see? I mean, we're going to be there next week, so anything you're going to be keeping your eye on?
Dude, I can't wait. Like, I'm very excited for it. Let's see, today was the 30th, correct? So there was no practice, obviously. They'll be back at it tomorrow, 9:15 a.m., and they're going to go 3 straight days. They'll go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then they'll be off Saturday. So if you guys are going this week, tomorrow, linebackers are signing, DBs are signing on Thursday, and then on Friday, it's going to be QBs, running back specialists. So you'll get some Reese Zammit. You might get a Mahomes. You might get something like that. So, yeah, you got 3 straight days, Steve. I think they're going to go at it, and I think since they've got the 10-10-10 practice and then they got a day off, I think Andy's going to get after it hard tomorrow. I really do. I think they're going to be doing a lot of drills. I think they're going to actually start hitting a little bit. You're going to hear the pads popping. So by the time we get there, Steve, pads will be popping, but they're also going to have a preseason game coming up that weekend. So you might not want to pop it too much. They might let off of it a little bit here and there. So
that's exciting, right?
Right. I'm hoping when we go, we'll see a little bit of the pads staying on and hitting a little bit. And I hope it's just not a walkthrough kind of thing. That's kind of a bummer. But
well, either way,
it'll keep the guys healthy though, for sure.
Maybe you can get a little bit of an idea of what they're thinking as going into that first preseason game. But yeah, it's going to be fun to see like these guys in the actual game scenarios. Like Louis Rees-Zammit is going to see his first football action ever, and we're all going to get to watch it. So we'll see how that turns out. What do you think? What do you think he'll be doing in the first preseason game, Mike? You think it's just going to be a special team? You think he might return a kick?
I think you'll see Zammit. I think in the first preseason game. Obviously, you probably won't see Mahomes or nobody. Maybe they'll start out the first preseason. Who knows what's going to happen?
It's not strange. I don't know. I always thought that those guys would, play a drive or two of every game. Yeah.
But look, you're going to see a lot of Deneric Prince. You're not going to see Pop. You're going to see some Prince. You're going to see some Carson Steele. You'll see some Zammit. You'll see some Keontae Ingram. And we'll probably see a healthy dose of Imani Bailey, too, to be honest. So it's going to be fun. I think you'll see him. And at the worst, maybe they'll give him a kickoff or two,
Yeah, for sure. Shout out Amy Casey, a member for 6 months now. Let's freaking go. Can't wait to get football started, man. It's insane that we're literally 2 days outside of an actual NFL game on TV.
So, yeah, we go live on Thursdays. So,
yeah, we'll cover
let's stream this bad boy.
Let's do it. I'm down.
We'll cover it.
If you guys want to come over and hang out with us, watch the game together. Y'all come watch it and we'll stream it. Doug been a member for 11 months now, Mike. So that's freaking awesome. Appreciate you, Doug. He says ACU and the crew are the greatest of all time out there. The speedy offense will be back this season. Agreed. I do think we're going to see more of a kind of the Andy Reid offense from a couple years ago. I think we're going to see something more in the vein of that.
Can I tell you something really quick?
Can I read the rest of his comment? Top 5 defense and 3-peat incoming. Thanks for all you do. We appreciate you, Doug. We appreciate it,
you, Doug. And I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just trying to say something about the speedy offense. So, I've been going back and rewatching older games because I wanted to go back and watch some film on Sky Moore. I wanted to go back and watch film on Justin Ross. Somebody asked me specifically, can you go watch some Justin Ross stuff? I'm working on it. But, dude, I went back and watched Detroit week 1. I've now went through Jacksonville week 2. Mahomes was taking tons of deep shots. They just were not connecting last year, so it just seemed like our offense stunk. But, dude, when Andy says he's not going to call any more deep shots, I can believe him because Pat was letting it loose. I bet against Detroit, he probably hawked the ball probably 30 yards down the field 3 times in the first half and probably 5-6 times in the second half. So He was taking shots. And, dude, I will tell you almost every one of those deep shots. Do you know who he was throwing to? Wasn't MVS. Justin Watson. He throws to Justin Watson down the field so much. If those two could ever get on the same page. But the funny thing is, Justin Watson's never hardly that open, and Mahomes will just chuck it up into quadruple coverage. And I'm like, what are you doing, bro?
He would never do that. KY upped her membership. Appreciate you, KY.
Preach. By the way, if you're watching on Instagram, if you're watching on, what's the other? X. If you're watching on Facebook, come over to YouTube. Make yourself an account if you don't have one already. I find that hard to believe in the year 2024 you don't have a YouTube account. And then, by the way, hit that sub button so we can get to 50K. Because if you're watching here, I appreciate it, but I'd like you to be subbed over here as well.
Yeah.
See how that works? Look at that.
You can do two things at once.
Two things at once right here.
Multitasking. Got a 2-bomb from our boy Enrique. He says LRZ Ross hype over. So I don't think the LRZ hype's over yet, Enrique.
I don't think so either.
I think you're going to see a lot more of that. Now, as far as being realistic right now, if you were to pick a 53-man roster today, realistically, it'd be hard to put LRZ on it because of the lack of experience, too big of a question mark. Like, who knows? But he's got a lot of time to learn more, to show more, and to actually get on the squad. So I'm not counting him out by any means. And then Ross, I think the Ross hype has kind of took a back seat to what it had been. But I think after the first 2 seasons of everyone hyping him up and then them not really using them, I think they're kind of getting the idea, you know?
Yeah, I was going to say that with Ross. It's like fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice. You know, like.
Oh, here we go. You being George W. Bush again. You always do it wrong.
We've been fooled 300 times.
It's fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Fool me 3 times. What's that?
You're a slap nut.
People aren't falling for it.
We're all
people
slap
don't want to be a
nuts.
slap nut. So I think that the Ross hype's kind of dying down. I think the LRC hype's kind of just paused. Right? I think we got to get to a game or something.
I'll tell you this. I don't think the hype's gone, but I think all those people, you know, that as soon as they talked about signing him or they saw him, they got so horned up that they were like, man, he's going to be rookie of the year. He's taking over RB1. He's going to be the greatest thing ever. He's the most amazing athlete. You just wait, you'll see. And then they saw him put pads on and get, you know, bullied a little bit at practice. And they're like, oh, wait. They're kind of getting a little quiet. They're starting to pull back on that a little bit.
It's natural, though. Like, this is, like, not to just, I don't want to be like, you know, the X thing going around where the guy stands up in front of the room and he's giving the speech, you know, like the meme. I don't want to do that guy, but, like, when people are like, why were you guys, like, yeah, when we first heard LRZ got signed, like, we were kind of just like, okay. Let's watch and see.
That's interesting.
But everybody was why are you not so excited about this? And it's like,
we didn't sign.
I'm excited about it, but I mean,
you would have thought we signed freaking the best receiver in the league or the best running back in the league, the way people act.
You'd have thought we made a trade for like Alvin Kamara or something.
Yeah. Shane, member for 10 months. He says 10 months. Wow, time flies when you're watching the best damn Chiefs channel in the universe. We appreciate you, Shane.
Let's go.
Thanks for the gas, brother. Can't wait to hang out. That's going to be a fun time. Ray in the house. What's up, Ray? Ray, Gary, all you mods, Kay, Wayne, everybody. Y'all doing Lord's work. We appreciate you. Julia Gulia.
Gary.
He said, aren't you sick and tired of the media with Joe Burrow as our Freddy Krueger every year? I am. Well, I'll tell you what. You know how this stops? If the Chiefs go out and beat that ass in week 2, and then the Bengals don't don't make the playoffs or we beat that ass again in the playoffs, I think it stops. Because it's been 3 years.
Next year.
It's been 3 years now. Like, since they beat us in the AFC Championship. Like, it's
well, how
whatever,
long has it been since Josh Allen's beat us in the playoffs? We hear the same thing. How long has it been since the Chargers have won the division?
You mean never?
That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
the only reason they go with Burrow is because he did once. And by all means, we gave him that.
No, he didn't. Patrick Mahomes beat himself.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes beat himself. I think I'm still hawking that one up. Hawk Tua and that one up to be enemy. I'm gonna say him and Tyreek being petty in the locker room kind of put a damper on that game. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Dude, but Mahomes was the clone. It was McClones that day. Like, he went ape, and I don't know what he was doing, but he wasn't playing football for the second half.
Hakai 7, I guess I said that right. He says it makes 0 sense to carry 4 slot specialist receivers and 2 outside and 1 combo in KT. Well, the thing about it is the Chiefs draft 2 million slot receivers, so you're going to have quite a bit of slot receivers on the roster.
Right. And by the way, the Chiefs just do not let receivers play one position.
They refuse.
Play all positions here. This is why Kadarius Toney struggled. This is why Sky Moore has struggled to date. So guess what? Doesn't matter what you are. You're playing every position.
It doesn't matter if they're considered a slot receiver, a combo, or whatever the hell they are.
Technically, should be considered a slot receiver because he does better work getting open against the slot than he does
Right.
on the outside.
It doesn't matter what you consider them. They're going to take the 6 best receivers because Andy.
Yeah, he's almost like a
expects them to
power
do other
slot,
things.
kind of like a,
Yo,
that kid that used to play
your
for the
mother's
Saints.
a slot.
Callaway, Marquez Callaway. He kind of reminds me of him a little bit.
I was going to make a your mom joke, and then I realized your mom's my mom, so I shouldn't do it.
You just called our own mom a slut. So
Power
congrats.
slot.
Beth says, so what do you guys think about Kingsley Suamataia? I like him, says Beth. And you know what? I'm going to go one more. Beth, I know you've been watching the channel for a while, and we were the first ones in the entire universe of football that put Kingsley Suamataia in a Chiefs uniform. And we said, why not? The
It
dude
makes
is
too much
athletic.
sense. It made too much sense.
He can get out and block in the run game. He's stable in the pass game. He's a little raw. He's from BYU. That's Andy's alma mater. We've seen everything about this kid and said, this dude, why is nobody talking about him at the end of the first? And then we pulled back and we said, okay, look, he's probably not a first-round pick. He's kind of sliding a little bit. Let's get him in the second. And so we corrected that. But, hey, still, we love him. We love him.
Yeah,
You
for
know?
sure.
We really like Kingsley. We both think he's probably going to be the starter about years in, and he's going to be a staple on the offensive line for many years to come.
Many years, Michael.
Many
O.
years.
Heck yeah, man. Well, just one more time before we head out tonight, I just want to bring up this, just to remind you guys, we'll be doing the Chew with the Crew event on August 7th from 7 to 9 p.m. at Zarda in Blue Spring. So we will be at camp on August the 6th. So if you would like to come hang out, say hi to us at camp, feel free. We're going to be there. Do not be even remotely afraid to come say hi. Trust me, we're just a couple of slap nuts, and we'd love to meet everybody. So we'll be at camp on the 6th, the 7th, 7 to 9 at Zarda in Blue Spring. No tickets, no nothing like that. Just show up, order yourself some food. We're all going to hang out, have dinner. Shoot the sheet and have a good time. We'll have some posters for you guys. So if you show up, we'll give you a poster, all that good stuff. Just hang out, have a good time. So don't miss it. Don't miss it. It's coming up soon.
Do not miss. Mark your calendars.
Put it in your
By
phone,
the
in
way,
your calendar.
excited to have some Zarda too. Steve,
Yeah.
Look, I told you, like, what was it, last week? I was like, you said, where are you having dinner? And I said, I'm at Martin's Barbecue, which, by the way, is like out of Tennessee. They built one in Louisville. I went there.
They're decent. They're decent.
Look, I went. Yeah, it's not great. It's nowhere near Kansas City Barbecue.
It's
let's be
good,
honest.
though. Yeah.
But it's decent. Yesterday, I ended up at Mark's Feed Store, which, by the way, nobody in Kansas City considers that real barbecue. But in Louisville, that's like a barbecue joint, right? I've had barbecue so many freaking times now in 2 weeks, and next week I'm going to KC. So I was like, what am I doing? Am I getting warmed up? Like,
You're warming up.
Am I priming up the taste buds, you know?
I think the
don't know.
only Kansas City barbecue place in Louisville is Mama's, right? Aren't they from Kansas
Mama's.
City?
It's called Mama's Mustard and Pickles. That's the name of it, the official name. And, yeah, the dude's from KC. He's
Yeah.
supposed to have good burn ends and stuff every time I go. He
Never
has
been
them.
there. Never been there.
They've got some of the best chicken wings you will ever eat in your life.
That's what I hear. I keep hearing it from everybody, man, and I just haven't
incredible.
been.
Yeah,
have
I've
to
told you
check
that
it
for
out.
years.
Every time Mike talks about those freaking wings, man, it's just
He has an erection.
every time. Bro.
Moing, 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 moing.
They must be good. They must be good.
Dude,
But,
they're awesome.
We appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. Make sure to hit that like button on the way out. But I think we're going to scoot, go get some rest. Yeah, we'll stream the Hall of Fame game on Thursday night. So come hang out with us. It'll be a fun time. We'll see the second and third and fourth string of the Chicago Bears play football. But you know what? It's better than no football.
That's like watching a high school team. Congrats.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Cobra Kai Ty, you're the top donor. So, of course, you already sent out your address to Mike. So he'll send you 2 gifts now. He's stacking them up. He's stacking up W's.
He's stacking them. What
Heck
can I
yeah.
say?
All right. Well, you guys have a good night. We'll see you next time.
Go Chiefs.
There goes a sight from my soul.